don't need a purchased rope basket to make this popular decoupage project. I'll show you how to make your own in just a few simple steps. For this project, you will need a glass jar, rope cord or thick sturdy yarn, Mod Podge, a napkin or tissue with designs on it, a stiff paintbrush, scissors, and optional beads. Start by painting a layer of Mod Podge all the way around your jar, starting at the top just below the threads on the neck. So 1 or 2 inches all the way around. We're going to work in sections. Now you're going to stick on your cord, rope, or yarn. I'm using a very thick, sturdy yarn here. This is about as soft a material as you want to go. A rope or cord actually works best for this project, and it needs to be light colored, just white or off-white. This is about as soft and dark as you want to go, what I'm using here. So as you wrap, make sure that the cord or yarn is close together. You don't want any gaps. So work in sections, going down an inch or 2 at a time. When you get to the bottom of the jar, cut off the end. You want to make sure that that sticks down well, so put some extra Mod Podge on the end, brush it over the top so the end doesn't fray. Make sure that's stuck down well. Now put a layer of Mod Podge over the whole entire jar, especially if you're using a soft yarn like mine. You want to stiffen that up a little bit. If you're using rope or cord, you could skip this step, but I recommend it just so that you have an even surface. Now cut out the images from your napkin or tissue. Do this step while the Mod Podge is drying on the jar. If you're using a napkin, separate the layers so you're using the top layer only. When the jar is dry and all your images are ready, paint a layer of Mod Podge on the area where you will put your first image. Carefully place the image with your finger and press it gently into place. It's important to use a stiff paintbrush for this step. Dip your paintbrush in the Mod Podge, and as you brush the Mod Podge over the top of the image, use the paintbrush to press the image in between the layers of cord so that it matches the surface of the jar. So you want to gently be poking that image down into the crevices. Continue on with your images all around the jar, being very careful with the delicate edges, and make sure that you completely cover the tops of the images with the Mod Podge. Once all your images are in place, let the jar dry completely. Once it's finished, you can add a little bit of decoration. So I've cut some of my yarn long enough to go around the top to cover the threads and the neck of the jar. So I'm just going to paint on a coat of Mod Podge again all the way around. Then stick the yarn in place and tie a double knot where I want the front of the jar to be. Then for decoration, I'm going to thread a bead on each side of the tails of the yarn, tie a knot to hold it in place, and then put on some Mod Podge after I trim the end just to keep it from fraying. Once that's finished, the project is complete. Please subscribe to my channel for more craft ideas. There's new videos every week, so you don't want to miss one.